my God. Sorry about that, Kurt, that I cut you off. But
That's all right.
I can already tell tonight's going to be dark. You guys are going down alleys and streets that shouldn't be going to. See,
What are you talking about? We have a boat now, a flying boat.
A skiff, I believe, is what it's referred to.
Kind of a boat. It's splitting hairs, man. Splitting hairs.
Speaking of splitting hairs, where we last left off, after being asked by Fabian to look into a missing individual that belongs to a Chandei Quorum related family that is choosing to be anonymous, the name given to you of this missing person, Princella, you tracked her down to the High Tree Station, eventually finding some abandoned skiffs over by the High Tree Ruin, and then coming across her incapacitated and wrapped up remains of her form, being guarded by a creature that seems to be capable of not only producing broods of eggs that might be hatching parasitic creatures that crawl into people's ears or bite into their skin to eventually make it into their brain and take over their brains. All that is yet to be determined. But the team managed to kill the stargazer or grazer, and recover some eggs and destroy the remaining bounty of its brood. After freeing Princella, the team then scavenged and found an air skiff, getting it operational. Foreign nearly taken into custody for some under the belief that maybe he tried to shoot and kill one of the guards at the High Tree Station, but he was successfully recovered via a ploy by his friends, boarding the air skiff and then taking off back towards the core spire, coming out of the edge of the jungle canopy of the High Tree Station and the lower Odoran wilds that surround Jrusar. I believe it's nighttime. The sun had just set. It's coming to the early evening of the current day that you're in. The different cores of the different spires of Jrusar are now lit as the sun has set. You guys are now above the jungle canopy. What would you like to do?
I am gonna air a slight concern about Fabian. He seems a little suspicious, right? He seems like he might be a spy of some kind. He knew way too much about how to reach Crypt, which I think is kind of unusual. And then he also put us into an errand that is clearly connected with some extremely nefarious means. Do we trust to tell them what we've found?
Well, he was straightforward with it. I mean, he did tell us that, this was a missing person. He didn't know what was going on down there, I'm sure. But he did appear to tell us that he knew something was up.
Do we know who his primary clientele is?
I think he serves lots of different people through his store, but it seems like he works at the Chandei Quorum. I do think it's kind of weird that there are a lot of dead Chandei Quorum people down there, and he didn't mention that.
Maybe we should consider... Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, having not been down there himself, I don't know how perhaps it was just a suspicion. I mean, remember, I did plant a couple of my trinkets on him. So after we talked, I checked in on the one, and he was just doing shopping, just normal stuff, nothing wild. But I do still have the other trinket on him. I could communicate with him. To him.
Do we want to consider maybe what story we want to tell him? Because I don't think we should tell him the full truth of what we've discovered.
Do we think that he just thought we were really competent and that's why he sent us? Because we are, we're pretty cool. Do you think he thought we'd really be helpful?
Or we are the cool kids at the lunch counter.
We're pretty cool. Or do we think that he sent us down there like to get attacked.
Well, what was the last interaction we had with Fabian before he came to visit us?
He helped us find Crypt, I believe.
Let's find Crim. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Back one more before that.
He made us clothes.
Fabian made us clothes to go to the auction house, and we all remember what happened at the auction house.
Yes.
But no one would have predicted that.
No, but we survived. We made it out. So certainly we may have set some kind of a inadvertent name for ourselves at that point, such that now perhaps we are what we may call a gopher. Are you familiar with the term gopher?
Why don't you remind it for everybody else?
In my experience, albeit limited, as a child, I was a gopher. It was, hey, you there, on, go for something out there. Go get me this item, right? We were gophers. It means we go and get stuff and bring it back, right? Perhaps you want to call us errand boys, okay? Errand runners, whatever. But in this case, I mean, it seems that Fabian may believe we are gophers ourselves.
That makes far more sense. I thought you meant the small burrowing mammal. That's whatever else you are. You're not small. I have to. I don't know. This is. Thank you for the clarification. That's helpful.
That's Gofer, gopher.
So that kind of still leaves us with a question of what do we want to tell Fabian and what do we want to do with this thing? And I kind of point at the shred of the star because
We've got
feels
Princella's body as well.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of vote that we play stupid a little bit. We say we found the body and nothing else, and we couldn't really, make sense of anything else. And as far as the star goes, we need to find a place to leave it where we can trust that it will be safe, because you guys, if that ends up in the wrong hands, we are so fucked.
So what did he contract us to do? He contracted us to go down and find out what happened to Princilla. We've done that. We don't have to report anything else, and we are still on the up and up, and we are still... What's the likelihood he's going to ask about anything else? We found her body. We found some animal that had attacked her and killed her. We don't have to tell him about the star. We don't tell him about any of that.
Well, why don't we just tell him about the creatures, but not about the stone?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, and he's going to... And Karina, I'm glad you brought this up because, well, I still think he's just a bit of a gossip socialite. It probably is better to proceed with a little bit of caution. Because he does seem to be connected with a lot of people, but we're going to have to give him some kernels of truth because he's going to know Priscilla is dead, and we went and we found her. So, but I kind of like Melody where you're saying we don't tell him about the stone. We don't need to divulge too much. I think it's worth considering. I like where your head's at right now, Karina.
I do think perhaps we could leverage those Chandei Quorum badges that were found. I do believe maybe that would give us a little more faith and a little less questions.
So are we going to tell him that she was possessed by a parasite and then that you killed the parasite in her, or kind of keep that out of it?
Don't you guys think we have to tell him about the Stargrazers and everything? Because I don't, did we get all of them? Is it possible there are some still alive? Certainly they're going to go check out the area. They're going to find all those bodies. And we don't want anyone, we didn't kill her. We don't want anyone to think so, but she's dead. We have to explain what happened.
Those bodies that were there, just think back on the body. What could we have done that would made any of those bodies look the condition they were in outside of Princilla, which we have on our person? Everybody else was cocooned and in all kinds of other various degrees of decay.
That's what I'm saying. I think we have to tell him about the Stargrazer because there's so much evidence there that we can't be like, we have no idea what happened.
I think we're kind of, I mean, we can always pretend like all of those things were not there when we were there.
I don't know how possible that's going to be. I slid open and, well, ransacked about a dozen digested corpses for the golden equipment that I was able to salvage. So I mean, someone clearly did that, and at around the same time, I honestly just think we should just come clean with it.
Melody is also like beat up to all heck. She's got 3 hit points. She's covered in the creature's blood. Like,
I'm gonna say this now, so if it comes true, I can say I told you so. I do believe him to be some kind of spy.
Do you have any other evidence outside of what you just presented?
He is far too competent for his stature. That is Karina's take, and she sticks by it. He is...
there's such a sense of irony in that statement.
And I will not listen to it.
I do think he's super talented and he's super well connected. Seems like he knows a lot of people at the Chandei Quorum. It might help us out for him to be really connected, and maybe it'll put our names out there.
Perhaps I may be crazy. I probably am crazy, but connection with the Chandei Quorum traditionally has been how anything in Jrusar was going to be done. I understand that House Loomis and the Chandei Quorum don't always see eye to eye, and
because they suck ass, yes.
At some degrees they are competitors. But at the same time, House Loomis bowed the head whenever they needed to pay the taxes, whenever they needed to do the work, because they knew the Chandei Quorum was how things worked around here.
I think you guys are underestimating the power that somebody in his position would have, and the long tradition of tailors who were actually also spy in the world.
Look, the one who has been the most infiltrating person in the group is the one trying to sell us on another person being a spy.
Yes,
so,
exactly. I know how they think. You need to be more paranoid. Look around you. Look at how gritty the city looks. Don't trust anybody.
I once knew this human bard who was quite paranoid, and things went very awkward for him for a while, but he finally saw things straight and lost his paranoia.
Good for him. Saying, I'm sure he's dead now.
Perhaps you need a therapist more than you need.
What do we call previous characters? Are they fifth wall?
Seventh? I don't know.
So let's maybe decide.
Well, they're still in the world, right?
Well, some of them.
How about we stop making... I will stop making accusations about somebody that I think you guys value, and instead just suggest that we would be protecting him as well, and that we have to have some... I think I'm a little concerned by how easy it would be to track down our home base, all of the increasingly valuable and dangerous things we keep there, and our very unprotected lives that are in like a shitty house and no longer in a highly protected space, which is what I'm personally used to.
I mean, highly protected. I can set an alarm spell on the place. I'm putting that out there. That should.
Yeah, I mean, but then if the alarm, happens and we're still unprepared, we could still be killed. I'm considering what would be a way for us to maybe be a little bit more careful. Like, is there a space anybody knows where we might be able to keep things that are, I don't know, like a secret base situation? Not an evil lair, because you guys are not into it, but maybe a secret base.
I feel like Eritrea would hear you say evil lair. Just kind of...
I just kind of like cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
Karina, that safest of safe places that you said you're from and said you grew up in proved itself to be the most dangerous of dangerous places when we went to stay there. So perhaps, just perhaps, maybe not being right next to where all the evil, nasty shit people in this city are puts us in a safer position where we are currently. We do have a nice vision of the Fate Walk Bridge. We can see out into the city. And for all anyone knows and cares, we're a pawn shop.
When we inevitably get attacked, I will have a field day.
Yeah,
in Corinna's defense, if we keep coming back to our shop covered in blood, then people might not think we're simple pawners.
One of y'all needs to learn prestidigitation real fast. Otherwise, we're gonna come back bloody alive.
We should just start keeping a change of clothes in the skiff for when we come back.
Now that we have the skiff, yes.
Although, will we get to keep the skiff? Or is that sort of in poor taste?
I
think it's okay.
Fabian could help us along the lines of that. He did offer us that mechanical what's it running the shop right now.
How
Hopefully
about
it's running the
So
shop.
are we getting cleaned up first, or are we going straight to Fabian? Because I do feel like we should turn over this body to Princella's family and let them know what happened.
I worry about we should return the body. I worry about that. We perhaps should not return the body. We were contracted by Fabian, who will return the body.
We should get the body returned.
I guess I can get it to Fabian. I have a lot of reservations. I've communicated them. I think that's all I can do. I will continue to stress the fact that I think our current situation is not sustainable and a recipe for disaster, but take it with a grain of salt. I have had my entire community just, taken over by an evil corporation situation. So
yeah, wasn't your community a bit nefarious?
Again, you're a bounty hunter. Where is this coming from? This moral superiority you have over the House of Loomis.
Oh, this isn't moral superiority. This is objective observation. They are just as dirty as everybody else in the game, honey. So
yes,
as
but
you
they were
talk
secure. Now they are not, which means somebody else is more powerful, which means, It was part of the checks and balances of the city. It's gone. That's all I have to say.
It's the Ivory Syndicate behind it all. All roads point to the Ivory Syndicate. Not even point to the Chandei Quorum. Not even point to any of the other houses. They point to the Ivory Syndicate. At every turn, everything's pointed to the Ivory Syndicate. And frankly, they stand to gain the most out of all this happening. So I understand we should be watching out for the Ivory Syndicate. We made a great friend in Crimp and we just busted ass out of his place. So who knows what's going to happen now? He's very well connected, and there's how many of him? Who knows?
Yeah. Let's try not to get on his radar too much. I mean, more than we already have. Okay, so what is the plan? I'm not as level-headed as I thought about this. Somebody, just please tell me we're not telling Fabian everything. I genuinely think he's probably evil. I get the irony, but I mean, come on.
I feel like what I've learned in the past is it's a bad idea to lie about something if it's really easy for someone to tell that you lied. And this is like a situation where it would be really easy for Fabian to tell if we lied about the Stargrazers. So I think we have to tell him, but there's no reason he would know about the stone. And we can keep that to ourselves. Because that was just something hidden underwater that, as far as we know, no one was aware of.
And as far as we know, the gate's closed now that we have the stone. So as long as we can keep the stone safe, we should be all right.
Okay, this is decently manipulative. I can get on board.
So I think it may take some finagling, but I think if we open those big windows, the big awning up there at the front of the building, perhaps we can shimmy the skiff to a nice little home landing spot. That way it's safe as well.
Okay. Yeah, a skiff would really help us.
I'm tired of paying silver.
Well, clarification about the skiff. The skiffs in the city of Jrusar, as far as you know, are for short joyrides outside of the city. Skiffs aren't necessarily involved in going from spire to spire. Typically, a skiff has to be registered with the Ares Spire and is in the stanchions that hold all the different airships and skiffs, and there will be some possible money involved in having the skiff, stored at the Ares Spire for your use. For example, the skiff could take you as far as Hellcatch Valley. Anything further than that would require an airship. Skiffs are designed to function within up to 2 to 3 days worth of use. Their broomstone magic is less expensive to replace, but does have to be replaced a little bit more frequently. Typically, the only way to move between the different spires is utilizing the gondolas, or if you have a fly spell, or if you're an Aarakocran like Professor Jabaltras is, those means of transport can be used. But the only reason a bunch of those air skiffs were used during the fire, and when the Ember Spire had that accident, air skiffs were brought in to help, so they can be used in emergency purposes within the different spires. For the most part, they're garaged over at the Ares Spire. That would be common knowledge for people in Jrusar.
Is it something that we could park within that entrance awning thing, like the with the third level? We had the big balcony level, like the big balcony with the bay windows thing opening up.
The veranda of your shop.
If we were to throw back all the not blinds, but the coverings of the veranda.
Well, the challenge you have is the skiff is about 40 to 60 feet in length and 15 feet. I mean, it's a big. It's basically a flying RV for purposes of comparison. Designed for leisure, designed for short trips. You've never seen anyone else keep a skiff outside the Ares Spire, so you're not really sure what those limitations could potentially be.
Maybe we need to just leave this stone somewhere we don't think people are going to go and decide what to do with it later, because it sounds like there's no super low-key way to get it back to our place.
My only fear is that those creatures would know how to locate it. Honestly, I
mean, if that's the case, then if you're worried about more creatures showing up, look, if we're able to get the stone into our building, I mean, those creatures would have to come all the way into Jrusar, and there's lots of guards and other people they'd have to get past in order for that to happen.
Do we even really want this stone, or is this just kind of like, what are we planning to do with it? Should we just give it to someone we trust?
I would like the stone.
I wouldn't mind trying to destroy it if anybody thinks that just brute force would do that.
I would rather repurpose it if that's possible, but we won't know that until we try to work on it. And I would like the opportunity to do that before we go crashing, smashing, and destroying more stuff.
Okay, sounds like we have something complicated ahead of us. Maybe we can all do a little bit of research. Ask our prospective deities for maybe some guidance, kind of not subtly look in Eritrea's direction. Read our books, looking at Jalbatros. Ask around, I guess, looking at Melody and Form.
She has a deity, come on now.
Sunny would have no interest in this.
It is a glamorous stone of a
What
star.
you
What do
do
you
with
mean
the
she wouldn't
rock?
have
I
any?
don't care.
But it's a star. It's a star. It's glamorous.
But I would like to remind you guys that those things seem to really want that thing and also want to get here and, turn us into a hive mind situation.
I noticed you didn't collect any eyeballs.
Don't they need a portal? And didn't we kill all of them? We think.
The star was the key to the portal, and as far as we know, we killed everything. All the eggs are dead. The other creatures, remember we looked before we left, and all the larvae were all falling out of the other brimstone engines. They were dead, as far as we could tell.
Honestly, if you want to leave it somewhere, I wouldn't mind just kind of keeping an eye over it, overnight, and then tomorrow morning we can figure out what to do about this.
I kind of think we either have to leave it somewhere or we have to just leave it in the skiff and hope no one asks questions about it.
Why don't we drop it all? Look, swing the skiff by the shop. We can drop it on the veranda.
I thought what you were was you can't just drive the skiff through the town. You have to go to one of these airy drop-off points.
I think we might need to leave the skiff someplace in the jungle that we know we can access again and just kind of hide it a little bit. And then this way, if we want to go someplace further away, like Hellcatch Valley, we just have an easy ticket.
We can't get out. Remember, the gondolas don't open till morning. We can't get out of the jungle without flying the skiff out.
Yeah, this is a tough situation because if we try to, land this, put this skiff in some sort of port, are they going to start asking questions? Is it properly registered? Will they search it then, since we don't technically own it? But if we try to walk this stone to our shop, it would look like a dead body if we covered it in anything because it's 6 feet long.
Our most talkative bunch, perhaps you guys can deliver the skiff, but drop off the professor and myself to deliver the stone at our shop.
Storyteller, will you let us drive the skiff to the shop?
I think we could drop it at the edge.
I mean, you could do anything you want to do. I mean, consequences are consequences.
It'll just be
we just pull up to the bridge. Right? Just pull up by the bridge and hop off the skiff, and then fly the skiff off. Is what I'm saying. Not fly it all the way to the shop. I get we can't get it down the alleys, whatever. But we're close to the Fate Walk Bridge. Just go to the bridge, hop off at the bridge, and then take off.
Maybe just one other suggestion.
Take off with the stone, or sorry, I lost it on.
Jalbatross and I can hop off with the stone, and maybe the body, and then you guys can take the skiff to the Airy Spire.
I mean, that sounds good. I guess my only other suggestion would be if you, as a ranger, could get a sense of the nature out here, and if there is any place we could just spend the night in. And if we can just wait the night out, maybe some of us can try and connect with the stone, get a stronger sense of what we're dealing with, and then tomorrow morning we can go there without using the skiff, which I think would just kind of reduce the amount of attention we bring to our shop.
We could go look at the cemetery. We're down low. The cemetery, remember the crematorium, whatever that was called. That's down here. It's down at the bottoms. It's not down here, but it's down.
My only concern about that place is that we were previously attacked there, and also that it seems to potentially be a center where a bunch of organized crime is getting resources.
Well, either way, transporting this stone is going to be difficult because if we just start walking around even covered up, it's going to look suspicious. Oh. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
How about we just do a good old-fashioned vote, even though... Oh, no!
That's what he thinks about your vote.
Yeah.
It's like real voting.
Sucks.
Okay. Do we want to vote about whether or not we want to go there tonight or wait out for tomorrow morning? Or do we just want to go there tonight? Actually, let's just vote on this. Except we cannot see and hear a significant portion of the people. Which again, yeah.
Stone parchment shears, ready?
Okay, everybody, 3, 2, 1. Wait, you can't see it. Oh wait, no, actually. No. Okay. I mean, I feel like I'm the only person pushing for those extra measures of safety. If nobody else feels like they're necessary, we won't do them. How about that? Can other people please maybe say what they think?
Boy, Korea's not going to let that role play drop, man. It's
Professor's just kind of like, man, I know you can't see me, but like just hands up, like, hey, I'm just following along with this. I have no strong opinions.
Melody, in the absence of Eritrea, you are in fact the tiebreaker.
What's the tie being broken?
Basically, do we want to take the extra measure of caution to stay the night someplace?
You want to try to stay in the jungle again, or do you want to fly up and figure something out?
Melody would rather fly up and figure something out. She does not want to sleep in the jungle.
Okay, then. Well, I guess, once again, like in true democracy, if this ends up biting everybody in the butts, I will just say, I told you so. You should have voted for me. But that's not what we're doing right now. So, okay.
Look, Fawn's been pretty honest with everybody as far as we've been in this chat. Perhaps I'm about the most honest of us all right now, right?
We don't know that.
I know I don't trust you.
As you should not. But if nothing else, my self-interest is always first and foremost. I don't... whatever. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I get it. Okay, let's take unnecessary risks. Let's be brazen and cool, whatever.
Did Ryan's computer die on him?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about StreamYards, but his computer just has nonstop issues with it.
Oh, man.
All right.
What laptop does he use?
I don't know. I mean, it's some, PC. It's relatively new. It's like less than a year old.
That's crazy.
Oh.
That's nutty.
That's just actually nonstop bugs.
And what browser does he use?
I don't know.
I know it's preferred to be used in Chrome. Is its preferred browser. It's not very friendly at all in either Safari or Edge. That much I do know.
Okay.
Well, Edge is no better than Internet Explorer. So.
And see me?
Yep,
Yeah.
we can see you.
All right. I just downloaded the StreamYard app on my phone. I'm just going to go from here.
No worries. And you're beveled.
Yeah.
Poor Alexa. She's just like, computers, I hate them.
You know what's crazy is it's actually much better picture quality on his phone than on his, decently expensive computer.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah. What browser do you use, Rye?
Chrome.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, and you're using Windows 11 or Windows
11? 11.
Windows 11. I'm not a fan of Windows 11. I will enter.
Man.
When you get a chance, Rye, this week,
Mhm.
send me your laptop specs, the manufacturer, the OS, memory. It's usually if you go under my computer and you go into the you go into the specs page for everything that your computer does. Send it to me, and I'll enter a ticket with StreamYard.
Oh, cool.
And because I have access to their help desk, so I can
Awesome.
give them that info and have it made up as a ticket and see if they have suggestions.
Cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Right before I cut off, I think I was saying it's difficult Karina was saying maybe we should take a vote.
Yes. I'll say before you guys decide to take a vote, though, because of where you're currently sitting in the skiff looking at the different spires, everybody give me perception checks as you're kind of just
Certainly.
planning while looking at the areas that you're planning on affecting.
14.
1 second. You said perception, correct?
Yep.
I have a +8 to perception. I rolled a 4.
Damn.
All right.
I got a 10.
That's 20.
I had a 14.
I'll use my my inspiration for this.
Okay. Jabatros, what'd you get?
Nat 20.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to do
Nice.
that.
So I'll say in the midst of this planning, Jalbatros, you notice a few things that might make this challenging. The Fate Walk Bridge is a very busy and very popular area for people to come and go. A lot of shops, a lot of eateries, a lot of places to drink, and it kind of has that kind of Vegas Strip vibe from a certain perspective of foot traffic. The Core Spire itself is the busiest of the spires. The second busiest being the Airy Spire, the Lantern Spire, and then the Ember Spire. The challenge you have is that the Wardens are pretty good about keeping an eye out for things that are going on. Getting a skiff near the Fate Walk Bridge is going to allow people to see it coming. There's no doubt that they're going to see it approach. And then the philosophy behind pulling a 6-foot wrapped up corpse onto the platform, and then it's just anything's possible, but the risk is pretty high based on the current time of night and what's going on in that particular area of the Core Spire. So that could make it much more difficult for sure.
Perhaps we go to the Smolder Spire and see. Remember when remember there was a mine nearby one of the gondola platforms, because that's where we happen to find our friend come out in pieces. Perhaps we could acquire a cart that they use there at the mines, and we could put our quarry in the cart to transport via gondola. We'd come up, we land at the landing there. There's plenty of ins and outs. We'd look like we're just delivering something we found out of the jungle. We went down, we were doing some research and finding stuff. We don't have to necessarily show that it was a body, but we do have a big 6-foot stone that we found down there. We could put it in the cart and run the cart up, and it won't look quite so suspicious.
I think there's a way in which I think you're right. I think also a stone, like a long stone, is weird, but it's not suspicious. I think we can make it look like a delivery, and it should be very, very natural. Truthfully, I'm buying time to see if overnight I can try and glean more information about this stone. The creature I met really kind of scared me shitless. But if you guys feel like that's an unnecessary precaution and we should just go for it, we can just go for it.
You could take on the form of one of the guards we had down at the bottoms, correct?
Yes.
So perhaps we do that. You take on the form of the guard, and you're the escort. You're the one saying, like, let's take this here, shuffle, buy a little money here, get out and go.
Okay. My only request would be that Eritrea will try to connect with the stone a little bit longer while we get going on that. And if you very genuinely feel like there is any reason why we should not do that, if your entity gives you any indication of potential disaster, then we take another route that is longer but safer.
I thought when we uncovered the stone, it was spent, is perhaps the word I'm thinking of. So it doesn't have any power left that we could tell.
I mean, it's the key to the very ancient interdimension opening over there that the Stargazer came from. It appears
That
to
is
potentially,
used up.
yeah. Well, we don't know everything about it. Listen, I know I'm being kind of a stick in the mud by being a little extra cautious. I will let loose a little bit, but please, if one of you who maybe has a strong sense for those things, look at it, because if those things do come for it, like, I've died once. I'm not doing this again. We've been through this, okay? Just like understand what I saw down there. Like, it was the strong sense that this is some kind of civilization that looks for those kind of openings to destroy whatever is on the other side. And it's got the strong sense that they noticed us. So I understand that caution sucks, but just please keep that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I could run. I'm happy to run like an Arcana check on it and pray over it, and
That-
well,
If your whole vision was from the portal, not from the stone. Your vision was from seeking the portal, not from.
No,
See-
it came from
Oh.
connecting with a stone. It came from doing identify on the stone.
That would be correct.
I mean, I could run an Arcana check. I could try to sense if there's any power still emanating in here and where it potentially comes from. In that, well, what would you say, storyteller? The best bet for that is Arcana, religion, even.
I'd say you're religious based.
Yeah.
So maybe you think about your studies with Sarenrae and see if there's any connection to this star, this shard, or this fragment of the star of the Khazir, and see if there's something in your history, in your past, that maybe this is dropped in your lap at some point.
All right.
And with Professor
be-
Close.
What'd you get?
18.
18.
Oh, hell yeah! The new dice is working.
The new mat.
There is some reference in the city of Vasselheim to what are known as tiers, which are said to be fallen stars. There's supposedly one tier called the Tier of Bahamut that is currently in the vaults of the Platinum Sanctuary. Often, stars are looked upon, or meteorites, or fragments of meteorites or stars, are looked upon as symbols of magic, of power, of expression of magic and superstition from the gods. From a religious standpoint, there's some truth in the belief that these stars are remnants of the celestial gate, the gate that the gods fled through, and that fragments of their knowledge and their love for the people of Exandria fell to Exandria, and these powers were gifted to them as a means of protecting themselves through the absence of the gods, after they fled Exandria to protect it from other, the betrayer gods and some of the more evil aspects of entities that might be out there. That's taken on a lot of significance since the near rise of Vecna, the failure of Ludinus to wipe out all divinity, and most recently the sightings or the belief that Helm himself may have attempted to traverse through the Celestial Gate by retrieving a champion. So there are many different rumors and superstitions. This, however, is not something that fell naturally to Exandria. You get the feeling that with the information that Karina shared, the now inactive portal would have been active at some point. The image or the identification of the Khazir shard or star means it kind of feels like it's from a completely different place, and somebody used it as a means to open up the portal, and then that brought the Khazir star to its present location. It's either coincidence or they did it on purpose, but often these often plane shifting out of the astral plane can cause parasitic and symbiotic creatures of the astral plane to travel with these things. The Stargrazers feel coincidental. They don't feel like it was the true intent. The real question is, based on your history and study of these things, who was it that used the portal and who brought the star remains through it? And why did they leave it behind? And you're free to share that with the group.
Yes.
Choose.
I kind of let them all know this.
Okay.
Can I transform into the guy I met? And see if somebody recognizes him or the tattoos he had?
The guy that you met?
There was a figure inside the stone that spoke to me. He was possessed by one of those weird things, but he was bold and had tattoos.
Give me a performance check as you form. Do you want to use illusion magic or do you want to describe it? How you...
I'm just going to transform into him.
Okay. As you transform into the image, you guys see standing in front of you somewhat tall, slender individual. They have kind of wisps of a mustache, a light green skin with a bit of a mottled complexion, very large, kind of acorn-shaped eyes with small mouth. They're very sinewy, muscular, and they have tattoos all over their exposed skin. They wear a kind of strange robe of arcane nature, and because you're not turning into it with the idea of replicating the creature on the back of its head. You're just turning in to try to give off what this thing might look like.
Yes.
Jalbatros, you recognize it the moment she creates the shapeshift. She looks like a species called a Githyanki.
All right, I'm just going to kind of point that out to them. I'm curious. Is my mic like? Can you guys actually hear me all right? The only thing I had to go on is the little. It just seems like it's only picking up like every third word, just based on little indications around my avatar there.
No, we can hear you fine.
Okay, cool. So I was just kind of turn to the group and say, I believe what the form you're adopting, that is, I don't quite know what the verbiage is here. That appears to be a Githyanki individual.
Where do they come from?
Well, the astral plane, as far as I know.
Do these tattoos mean anything to you?
Give me a history check on that, Professor.
1 second.
Oh, that's right. Got to get your dice out.
I do, man. You guys made me a dice goblin. This is your fault. I take no responsibility. Ooh, that's not good. I need to see what my history bonus is, but it's not good. That's a 7.
Yeah, it represents or defines the idea of their culture and their position within their culture. Other than that, you're not really sure what more it might mean.
Okay. I believe tattoos signify rank within Githyanki society, but I don't know anything about it, I'm afraid. I couldn't tell you what this particular tattoo means.
I understand. Okay, I guess I'll keep doing more research. I think for now, Forn's plan. It sounds good. Everybody please be careful. And if anybody creepy talks to you and they have a really big hat on so you can't see the back of their head, maybe like take off their hat or something, but like make it natural.
Warren's like playing with his hat now. Right, so who's flying this thing anyway? Jalbatros, I think you would have wanted to figure out how to make it move.
Yeah, pretty much.
if you could, we're headed to the Smolder Spa. I'm going to kind of point out the general area and try to get it towards where the gondola landing was. That was near the mine area. Assuming that there's like a skiff stop or drop point nearby there.
So you guys are heading over to the Smolder Spire. Sorry, not the Ember Spire, but the Smolder Spire.
Yeah.
So with that, you guys watch as Professor Jalbatros steering the vessel off in that general direction. Give me, Professor Jalbatros, give me a perception check as you start looking at the different areas of the Smolder Spire or the Ember Smolder Spire. I had another campaign where we called it the Ember, a different geographical Ember Spire reference. The Smolder Spire, and see if you can find a place to set the skiff down. And you're looking for where Traumaton's. You're looking for the mines that a Traumaton had pursued those people into, correct?
You said
yeah. Jalbatros wouldn't know where the mines were though, but we would.
Yeah, but I got a. Sorry, that was a 10.
You can have advantage because Forn is describing its location, and I'll lower the DC.
All right, so okay, great, cool. The second one was a 12.
It takes you guys a little while, but eventually you find yourselves back down in that area of the Smolder Spire where the chase took place. And down in the now, no one is currently in the mines. So you're looking to park near the mines or down below them, or where are you looking to go?
The idea was to look for a mine cart or like one of the a cart nearby the mines, whether it's obviously not one from inside the mine, but one of the ones they would use to move stuff out from the mines to other places. To try and grab, so wherever I see one of those is where Forn would be like, yeah, let's hop off right there.
Okay. You drift the skiff over to the main mining platform. There's carts, wagons, wheelbarrows. There's plenty of stuff around. You could see the lantern light of some guards on the other side of the platform. It could be just a small grouping of guards just keeping an eye on the job site.
Look, perhaps we should really be on the up and up and just go talk to these guards and say, hey, we found some stones and things, and we need to go deliver it to the Chandei Quorum so they can take their fee and blah 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 blah. But just not go there. But we can still talk to them to get the wagons.
Yeah, sure.
Rather than steal the wagon. I mean, seems like it may be the easiest way to get in, get a wagon, get our load dropped off, and get out of the Smolder Spire.
Yeah, who's got the best persuasion?
Not me.
Quite persuasive.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, it's either me or Melody. I can pretend to be one of the a non-conspicuous worker there, so I can maybe just do that real quick.
Well, what about one of the guards from down below? That gives us a little bit of credence to our tale. Remember that lady guard, the head of the guard down there.
Yeah, sure. I think I can nail her, friendly demeanor.
So friendly. She only tried to arrest me.
Yes. Okay, I turn into her.
As you do, you form into the guard that nearly arrested Forn from down below. You hop off the skiff and you start walking through the piles of equipment, heading in the direction of the lantern lights that you could see kind of drifting. What's your passive perception, Karina?
Oh, not great. My passive is 12.
Oh. You trip over something, fall right on your face. You're about halfway there.
Right.
As you fall, you bang your chin on the ground, kind of cutting it, taking a point of bludgeoning damage. You look to what you tripped over. It's a dead body. A dead guard.
Oh, fuck us. Fucking shit. Okay, well, I'm gonna stand up real quick and look all around me.
Yeah, you stand up really quick and you start looking. You can see the maybe half dozen lantern lights that are like moving in and out of the stacks of equipment. Give me a perception check if you would, please.
Why am I going alone? It's like
Can I
a
be
numbers down.
watching her from the skiff, like through my rifle, through my skiff, like
Yeah, I'm okay
like
with
Overwatch, kind of just keeping an
that.
eye.
Yeah,
on
you
her.
would have seen her fall and get back up with a very nervous look on her face. She's
Okay.
a good 500 feet away from you.
It's a 10, but I'm gonna use my inspiration for this.
Okay, go for it.
Well, that's a 12, so that's not much better.
You kind of look around. On the other side of a stack of crates that you're near, you could see two other guard bodies stacked up amongst the crates. They're partially covered with tarpaulins, so you can see their boots. You can see fresh puddles of blood in the area as well. You get the feeling this place is getting robbed,
Get back
and
out.
it's happening like right now.
Oh fuck! Okay, running back to everybody else.
Through your scope, Thorn, you
Yep.
watch as Karina gets a very intense look at her face, turns to run, and as she's running, she slams into, like, you're not even sure what she slams into. Like 20 feet into her sprinting back towards you. There's nothing there, but yet, poof, she slams into something. Karina, you land on the ground, Thorn, you lose track of her amongst the crates and barrels. Karina, you look up as if you walked right into something invisible.
I'll signal to Jalbatros that we need to go down there now. too.
Okay, I'm gonna move away from the invisible thing that might be a person.
Yeah, you start backpedaling away from whatever you just ran into.
I'm gonna attack it as quickly as I'm gonna shoot it.
Take a shot. Disadvantage.
It's loud.
Oh god. Do you wanna do it or do I wanna I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it. Might as
Okay.
well.
It's invisible, so you have disadvantage on the shot, or with your Eldritch Blast.
Or what about Mind Sliv? I don't have time for this. Okay. We're doing Eldritch Blast. I'm not ready for a fight. Wait. Okay, pump is okay. To hit.
Do you have any spells left?
No, I mean we're after a fight. Okay, that's a
You
10.
guys watch as Jabbatros heaves over on the skiff, raises it, and it's now skimming across the surface of the equipment. Karina, as you're staring at the invisible thing, whatever it might be, suddenly right alongside you is the skiff. You feel a heavy feathered hand come down, pull you up, bottom drop you into the skiff, and then the skiff takes off.
I really feel like I should probably teach someone or all of you how to do this. I feel like if I had just gone in there and scooped her out, it would be a bit less conspicuous than the whole skiff. Is there a deserted parking?
Hey,
Well, I don't
know.
Is this?
Let's just go to the Airy Spire. We have a dead body.
I
that
have
we
a friend
recovered.
on the Airy Spire. Damn it! I'm sorry, I forgot.
Let's just go to the Airy Spire.
Remember the guy with the animals? We got the guy with the animals up on the Airy Spire. My Goliath pal.
Oh, okay. While we're
And-
going
and
away, I'm
he's-
gonna look back to see if I can get anything out of what was going on there, and if like the invisible creature is following us.
Give me a perception check as you look back in the direction that you just came from.
Oh my god. No, it's an 8. Can somebody with better perception try?
Yeah, the only thing you
Probably not very
notice
good
is that the
perception.
lights, all the lanterns
Okay.
converge on where the skiff had come and picked you up. And then suddenly all the lanterns just go out as you guys are like careening away from that part of the spire and heading up towards the Airy Spire.
Did anybody see anything?
Everyone can freely give me perception checks at this
Sure.
point. Foreign, you have your scope, so you could look through your scope and have the advantage by looking through your scope.
Wow.
I had a 7.
I rolled double tens.
I got a 13.
Whoa!
That's an 18.
Ha! I technically rolled a 0 on my perception.
Oh no!
Melody, what'd you get?
I got a 13.
As you look through the scope, Foreign, you can see the silhouette of 6 individuals dressed up in warden outfits. You get the feeling that they were pretending to be guards. And then all of a sudden, the silhouette or outline of another person just kind of comes out of nowhere. Like there's no one there, and then suddenly they were there. You don't get a clear view of their face. You don't get a clear view of who they might have been, but somebody was there invisible and probably keeping an eye out for the others. I will say this much, though. The person that you saw was not wearing warden attire. They were wearing the attire of a Hubatt Corsair.
Corsairs? What are the Corsairs doing back? I thought they were all wiped out. Like I mutter that while I'm looking out through the scope back where we're coming from. The Hubatt. I thought the Hubatt Corsairs were all wiped out.
Do I know anything about that? Can I do a history check?
When we had the Loomis thing that everybody was talking about, the Hubatt Corsairs, House Loomis, all that stuff was we had that whole. Who were we talking to about that? But Fabian is the one who told us that, wasn't it?
It was part of the conversation you had with him, yeah.
Fabian, who mysteriously seems to know everything about everyone's business.
Some people broker in knowledge, some people broker in half-dead crows.
Listen, we really should be more suspicious of this guy. I get that he's fun. But
Hey, I'm suspicious of
everyone- I
half-dead
think
crows
everyone's
that speak
suspicious of him.
languages I don't
The issue-
understand.
The issue is what is it we're supposed right? Like what are we supposed to do? There's just so much evidence of what happened. We have this huge stone. We don't have a way to transport it. That's not super obvious. So we may not trust Fabian, but what can we do?
that's very fair.
So if we're gonna go to the Airy Spire, drop me off, and I'll go run down my buddy. Shoot, I just had his name and I forgot it. Sorry. I'll go run down my buddy Quorum. Remember the guy with all the weird animals? Y'all went back and talked to him again later. You told me. So I'll go run him down and get him out. I mean, he'll be. If I tell him Melody's there, he ought to be very happy to wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it is. Not to set any pressure on you, Melody, but
I mean, you can certainly tell him I'm there. I might not be there.
Can I do a history check on why the Hubatt Corsair might want the mines?
I mean, yeah, you can give me a history check on that.
17.
They would have no interest in the mines. Once again, as far as you guys know, 2 significant members of the Hubatt Corsairs were assassinated over in the guest wing of the House Loomis location that you were at. They were driven
friends at the
out.
time.
Yeah, they were driven out of the core spire. As far as you know, they've gone into hiding. Whether or not they were all wiped out or not, Fabian may be embellishing a bit in those regards. Somebody killed some guards dressed up to look like them, and somebody else was dressing up to look like a Hubatt Corsair. This feels like a frame-up, a cover story. Somebody was looking for something in those mines, or at least within the equipment platform of the mines. You guys get close enough to the Airy Spire that you can see two of the larger airships tethered to the upper stanchions. Down below on the circular platform, from when you remember all the survivors of the Smolder Spire fire were set down on the Airy Spire platform, you can see all the perfectly neatly parked skiffs. There's maybe 2 or 3 dozen of them, kind of various colors and make and kind of decoration, and some look older, some look newer. You can see all of a sudden a light kind of start to flash in your direction. And Jabatros, once you get within 100 feet of the platform, you hear a message in your head from somebody that you don't know. Please park that in Bay 31, please. Bay 31.
Any of you see a Bay 31? I have not been paying attention to these damn numbers.
I think it's that one down there.
Yeah, there's an empty bay next to a couple of other skiffs, and you can see a person, a silhouette of a person holding a lantern, kind of flashing it in a way to get your attention. Before long, the skiff comes down, settles into the bay. 2 other attendants rope it off to the small skiff stanchion that's there. A small little 10-foot gangway arcs out and settles onto the skiff. You just see a very patient-looking bureaucrat just patiently waiting for you guys to disembark.
Why don't you all go along? I'll meet you there in a moment. I will conduct our business with this person here.
Fair. Pardon me, sir. And I'm going to walk past the guy and start heading towards Crom's.
Yeah, who's the pilot? I need to talk to the pilot.
That would be me.
Yeah. So you're parked in one of the public bays. That's going to be 5 silver a day for tending, and for embarkation fees, service fees, docking fees, attendant fees, and service tax fees, as well as protection fees. That'll be 4 gold, please.
Can I see an itemized list of these fees? That seems outrageous, sir.
Oh, then you can go park somewhere else.
Okay. Highway robbery. Sorry, Skyway robbery, I should say. They'll just hand over 4 gold.
There you go. Come and, if you'd like, the Airyport office is right over there. Come by once a week, pay your dues, and nothing will come harm. No harm come to your skiff. Have a good evening.
We can rent a cart.
Cart? What for?
So we can take stuff off of our skiff.
Sure. That's 5 silver, including hauling fees, docking fees, service fees, and protection fees as well.
Oh, we don't need any protection for the cart. It's okay.
Oh, well, I'm fresh out of carts. Sorry.
Look, let me just go find Crom. Let me go find Crom. Come on.
Wait. Yeah, I got another skiff coming in. Sorry. You guys have a great evening. And he kind of walks off down towards another empty bay.
Can we look around a little bit to see if we find just like random discarded shipping material in the area, like just cloth or rope or anything like that?
Yeah, give me a perception or investigation check as you look around.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna just head off towards Crom's.
Okay.
9. Anybody else has better luck?
For perception, I'm not even gonna try.
I'll give it a shot.
Literally got a 0.
Wait, or investigation?
Either or, your choice.
Oh, all right.
I got a 17.
Oh,
17.
I got a 16.
Yeah, you and Melody, our trio, stumble across some tarpaulin-covered equipment push carts, pull carts, a couple wheelbarrows, larger carts, along with tools that accompany them. They seem to be neatly parked, stacked, and accessible.
Let's
Right.
let's just cover the stone, load it up onto the cart, and then a couple people just casually wheel it back to our place.
Yeah, I'll assist
Whoever's
in.
left will take the body to Fabian.
Yeah,
Okay, so who's handling that job?
Who wants to be a stone person and who wants to be a Fabian person?
I
I'm
think
a stone
Fabian.
person.
I think Fabian likes flirting with me, so I should probably go over to him. So I'll do the dirty business.
Yeah, man, would you care for some backup there? I mean, like, he seems. I've only met him for a few minutes, but he seems predatory.
Predatory.
I can
right.
handle myself, but thank you.
Well, why don't you need probably Jalbatross and Eritrea? You want to go see Fabian, and I'll go with Karina and Forn if he comes back, and take the stone back to our place.
Forn just went to get a cart from Crom, hopefully.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Melody, I really don't want to talk to Fabian. I feel like my random disdain of him will show through. But I think you might be our best chance at charming him of what I can only assume is his nefarious undertones.
I'm happy to go. I think we should have some strong person maybe go with the stone since it's heavy.
I'm strong.
Yeah, you're strong. You got it.
Wow.
I'm sure.
Why is Melody dealing those devastating blows?
So much shade in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
happy to go either way.
Maybe Jalbatross can come with me in the stone, and we'll keep trying to figure out what's going on with it. And just please be careful when talking to Fabian. I cannot stress enough how much I do not trust this fucker.
Yeah, I'll be super diplomatic. Like, I will say everything exactly right. Don't even worry about it. I've got this under control.
If he's wearing a suspiciously large hat, run.
So so you guys taking the body to Fabian?
I think, well, maybe we should just send a message to Fabian
I can
and
do
say,
that.
hey, we have the body. Will you come meet us here? What do you want us to do?
That feels
Rather
like
than carrying a body through the streets.
can do
Eritrea, what are you doing then? Are you taking the stone back to the prancing centaur? Is that what you're doing? Or
I was gonna go to Fabian, but I
Okay.
do like the idea of we just maybe leave it behind here. We go tell Fabian about it and to proceed from there.
Maybe we can bring them both to the prancing centaur. If we're there, we can make sure that the environment is safe and maybe like booby trap it a little.
I think we just don't want to move the body around, like, visibly. Was the reason.
Yeah, and is his shop even open right now? It's getting kind of late.
That's
I would say the silver time is probably closed.
Mm.
Do we have a way to send a message to him?
Orm,
Okay.
I know you got a token.
I said that like an hour ago.
Fortunately,
I said I've
Forn's
got a
not there.
token on him. But
Forn, you arrive
Well, you
in the
left.
edge of the marketplace that's near the Airy Spire, and you can see the wagon and area that normally Crom is set up in, but his shop is closed. Everything's under tarpaulins. Everything, the wagon's all closed up. The cages are all neatly stacked and covered in tarpaulins. There's no sign that the market in this area is open currently.
okay, I'm gonna go to his stall and I'll take out like a dagger and kind of etch on the countertop. Borrowed your wagon. Here's 5 gold, and I like leave 5 gold and take the wagon.
Okay. or the only nearby cart he has is like a flatbed cart. So you grab that, start heading back. As you get back, you can see the four of them on the skiff talking about what their plans are. The four of you see Foreign approaching with a rattling cart. As you get there, Foreign, there's another cart already there that Air Trio and Melody have grabbed.
Where'd you get the card? I told you I was gonna go get a card.
It was just we just kind of found it sitting here, and we figured, you know, if you didn't have any luck, at least we have this.
Well, I got Crom's card.
Well, now we have two carts. And I guess we don't need to steal this one. If you legitimately got crumbs, I think we should probably just use that one for now.
Of course, I legitimately got Crom's.
Yes, no, of course you did.
We're friends. He helps me on jobs. Why would I not?
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
We can also try and cover the body with some of the tarp stuff and see if we can make that look more natural.
Well, put the body and then put the stone beside it, and then roll it. Put the stuff over both, so the body doesn't look like a body. It looks like a big weird rock thing.
Sure, let's try that. I mean,
Yeah,
I
guess
kind of
we are
imagine.
merchants. Yes.
Yeah, and to be fair, I imagine Jrusar is one of those cities where everybody is carrying a suspiciously large cart with something that vaguely looks like a body inside. So we really won't be standing out that much.
Bunch of mafiosos with rolled up carpet rugs on their shoulders, you know.
Everybody really likes carpets around here. It's weird. I'll do what I can to dress it up, though. Like as we get the tarps and stuff, I'll try and make it look like a pile of stuff and a big stone, as opposed to a body and a big stone.
Give me a group deception check as you guys make this, so you could just haul these carts. Are you taking the body and the stone then?
Yeah.
Okay.
24.
4.
It's 11.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
15.
Yeah, I mean, good averages overall. You dress it up, you make one cart dressed up, and then you dress up the other. Jabatros checks the weight, and Eritrea or whoever's taking the second cart, you easy enough. They move, and if anyone takes a glance or even a long enough pause to wonder what's in the carts, they probably won't be able to figure it out.
Excellent. Well,
Right,
shall
so-
we wheel back to the prancing centaur?
Please, I'm very tired now.
Yes. Yes, I am as well.
You guys make it to the Airy Spire gondola that will take you over to the core spire. Once on the gondola, eventually it comes to the platform of the core spire. You take the carts over to the Fate Walk Bridge. You've got to navigate through some foot traffic, people still out at night. You pass by the burnt out tavern of Ember Brew in the process, and before long, you're in front of your closed up shop. You can see the door is closed with a closed sign on it. You look inside, you can see Binder kind of restocking shelves and kind of doing busy work on the inside. He immediately notices you at the door. He clicks his, he kind of clicks and clacks over the door, opens it, and you guys kind of wheel the two carts in to the back room, and you're back in the prancing centaur.
Binder, my good boy, my good automaton.
Yes.
Favor for you before you close it for the day. I've had this damn armor.
We closed 2 hours ago, sir.
I'm a partial owner.
That does not make sense. You're a complete person. How can you be partial?
Also, I don't think Jelvatros put any money in on this.
Yeah.
I'm good for it, y'all.
Anyways,
I'm in the
what is your inquiry?
I have this set of armor that I really need to get identified. If you haven't used up all of your identifiers for the day, would you mind taking a look at it before you power down?
Certainly, sir. Place it on the desk.
All right. So I do that. That armor from like a month and a half ago that I got.
Are we going to be calling Fabian tonight?
Maybe we should just call him and say, "Can we meet tomorrow?"
I got him. I got it. So I'll sit down and go in my trance and just send the message to Fabian that we've recovered Priscilla's body, unfortunately, and we'll welcome him to the prancing centaur tomorrow.
There's a. Can he reply back to you, or is that a one-way message? It's a one-way message,
One-way.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start setting up alarm on every single door and window.
Smart.
Which armor are you having checked?
I have no idea. You never gave me the spec.
It was the one that the cook-looking guy was wearing that we killed
the one that I
in the smolder spire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was leather armor, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it was leather armor, but there was something about it. I have notes in here somewhere, but I never got a name for anything.
It was very good-looking leather armor, magical leather armor.
Exactly.
It is. I know which one you're talking about now. It is leather armor of the Swift. It grants you +1 to dexterity.
Ooh. Cool. All right, I'll take a look at that in a second. Hey.
So with that, let's go ahead and take our 5-minute break.
Before we go,
Yeah.
If we're gonna go down for the night, I'm gonna put my last spell slot onto Rickety Boy there, so
Okay.
it'll be good for another 24 hours.
Okay.
Oh,
Who's Rickety Boy? Binder?
Binder, yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't think of his name.
All right, let's take our 5-minute break, and then we'll be back for the second half.
okay, kids. It is cat fooding time. Oof. Ugh. That's unpleasant. Yeah. I gotta wash these.
What happened?
I clicked over to click off that spell slot, and when I clicked back, I hit the X instead of the actual tab.
Close yourself out, did ya?
It almost seems like Chrome by now should have like an option where you could say, "Hey, warn me before I close a tab."
While waiting on the others, I did send you I linked it to a post in the Discord. It's basically at level 5, I get a mount. I had an idea, so that's all that was.
Gotcha.
Also, the verbiage on there is basically gibberish to me, so it's like.
Did you PM it to me, or is it in the regular Discord?
It's in. It should be in the. Oh,
is this in the regular chat?
Yeah, it's just in the regular chat. It's just a link to a message I made a while back.
Oh yeah. I copied that over into OneNote. So yeah, I got that.
Okay.
So with that, is there anything anyone wants to do before you guys settle into your long rest?
Can I try and talk to my crow real quick?
Yes. Where did we put your crow? He was looking for the. He was following the archer, wasn't he?
No, he was looking for the other Karina.
Oh yeah,
who also
right.
had a weird crow, although there was an inconsistency about crows and owls.
There was. You take a moment sitting in your room. You reach out to Evil. Yes, mistress. What can I do for you?
Any luck in your search?
No. Just having a quick snack on some leftover rat bones, and I'm going to start looking again.
Cool. And I don't even say goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
I end the call. Okay.
I can't believe you didn't get any eyeballs from that weird centipede thing for him.
No, only good crows get eyeballs. He hasn't been doing a great job. Okay, and again, put it in one alarms around the thing, around me, and around every possible opening to this place.
What are you What are you using to alarm with? What are you?
I have the alarm spell. It takes me about 11 minutes to
How many
do
spell
it.
slots do you have for it?
It's ritual, so it's ritual, so there should not be a limit.
Gotcha, it's ritual. Okay. There's the downstairs.
We're gonna wake up and she's still putting alarms on stuff.
Yeah.
She's just been ritually putting alarms on everything.
I would say before you take your long rest, you do a fairly well job of alarming all the weak points on the shop. The upper veranda, the exposed windows on the 3rd floor and 2nd floor, the main door on the 1st floor, the back door on the 1st floor, and then the main window on the 1st floor. It takes you a couple hours to get it all done, but eventually you get it done.
Okay, and just make sure I'm saying this. The stone is alarmed to hell and back.
Well, where are you guys placing the stone in the body for the night?
Do we have a basement?
No, you have a 1st floor, a 2nd floor, and a 3rd floor.
Whoever's room's at the back of the hallway seems the best place to put it to me, because at least they'd have to pass by everybody else before they got there. Fully knowing that Melody's room is the one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's my room. Melody is not on board. I kind of have a feng shui to my room, and I just don't think it would fit.
I think cadaver might unfeng shui my room.
Yeah.
Well, at least put the stone in your room. We can put the cadaver somewhere else.
Why don't we just put the stone and the cadaver on the 2nd floor?
Yeah, if we're all sleeping on the 1st floor, why don't we just put them like off to the side?
Push the stone against the wall of the 2nd floor. That's just like our hangout area.
Yeah.
The stone can be in my room. I'm okay with that.
I know you talked about wanting to destroy the stone, so I'd prefer if we kept it in a common area for now.
I don't have the spell slots to do that.
Just put it under the table. Put it under the table in the common area.
Yeah, it's just on top of the coffee table.
Under,
With a big drape over it.
Yeah.
You know what? I guess if Fabian is coming over, maybe we do want it in someone's room.
I would actually like to, if I'm able to, can I put an alarm on Binder? Like, I not necessarily like if he's opened up, I'm going to assume it's somebody getting information physically out of him, like actually withdrawing something. So I don't necessarily need to know if anybody's breaking into him. It's more just kind of like, hey.
Sure, you can put an alarm on Binder if you'd like.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Click
Okay.
that off.
That's some good paranoia there.
well, fine.
That's some solid paranoia.
Corinna, if you want the stone in your room, just put Priscilla in my room. That'll be all right.
Okay,
All
we'll
right.
leave you alone with the body. Good night.
I'm gonna sit and talk to the body before I go to bed. Just Born's like it's set up on one side of the room and he's set up on the other side of the room, but it's just one of those like, sorry we weren't there fast enough. Sorry we weren't able to save you. Sorry we kind of maybe killed you, but maybe you were already dead. I don't really know about that, but we'll make sure you get back to your family. We'll make sure you get back to your family and that you're seen to. Good night. And he'd just tip his hat and pull it down over his face and fall asleep against the wall.
Okay. Karina's up in her room. Melody, where are you heading off to?
I think I'm if Professor Jalbatros will allow, maybe I'm coming to him and being like, I had a really cool idea for a spell. Maybe we could work on it together. I'm trying to create some kind of steed. I'm thinking maybe like a unicorn. What do you think?
Interesting. I was going to see if I could maybe summon a griffin. That sounds like interesting, but yes, a unicorn. All right, then. That sounds much more your style.
Summon a Pegasus and just tape a horn on it.
So maybe we just chat about that and then I'll go to bed.
Okay. Aerotrail, anything
Yeah.
you want to do before heading to the long
No,
rest?
heading to bed. I'm wiped out.
Yeah. Born, you don't know why, but halfway through your long rest, something startles you, catches your breath. You pull up your hat, look around the room. There it is. The bundle of Priscilla is shredded open. Her body is in pieces and parts, like something erupted from inside her body. And you can see little tiny blood trails of dozens of tiny insect-like footprints leading into cracks of the floor, leading underneath the door, leading up into the ceiling, cracks of the ceiling. And there's a very foul, putrid stench. Other than that, the house is quiet, or the floor is quiet. No sounds.
I'm going to get up and try to follow. If any of them go out the door, I'm going to try and follow them out the door. Gun drawn.
You don't see them yet. You just see their little bloody
footprint. That's what I see. The foot. Like I see footprints going out the door.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow out the door.
You kind of slowly reach out and. Are you being stealthy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Give me a stealth check as you do this.
Yep. Thanks for those boots for the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, glad I got that because it was a 5 or a 19, so that's a 25.
25. Very silently, you pull open the door, and you can see the visceral remains of the blood trails going off in different directions. They seem to go up the wall and invert across the ceiling of the hallway and down. You see a set of them going down the long end of the hallway. You see a set of them going down towards the stairs that would go down towards the second and first floor of the shop.
I'm going to follow the ones that go downstairs. If this came out of her and if it's related at all to the centipede thing, they were attracted to magic and arcane stuff. So I'm going, I want to try to go down to the magic items that we had collected. If those are downstairs or if those are in Jalbatross's room, whichever.
As you head downstairs, give me a perception check as you start kind of looking around as you go from the third floor to the second floor.
That's a dirty 20. No, 22. I'm sorry. It's +8 now.
Yeah. No sign of anything other than the continual footprints that are the insect trails that seem to continue downstairs as well.
Okay, I've definitely got my pistol out and I'm still following the trails that I can still see.
Okay. You get down to the downstairs and there's Binder silently in his stasis condition, unmoved. You can see the spark of arcane energy with the alarm spell effect on his form. So no one's tampered with him. The front door looks secure. The main window still secure. However, in the floorboards of the main inventory of the room, you could see a 2-inch by 3-inch long gap in the boards and stone. You get the feeling that they crawled through a hole in the floor and maybe have made it now outside somehow.
Shit. Oh, damn it. All right. Well, damn it. I don't want to wake anybody up. Could I try to pry up the boards around where those are just to see if they're
give me a strength check.
If it's a bigger hole there or if it's just like it's just really narrow to the floor and they just can fit through it kind of thing.
Yeah. Give me a strength check as you start prying at the boards.
No, that's what's my modifier? Not great. 9.
9. Yeah. You start pulling up at the boards. They give way a little bit, but they're pretty well secured. Maybe you had a tool or something.
I'll grab something off the shelf to go and just to like try and pry up the floor.
Grab the nearest crowbar. Go ahead and give it a go again with advantage.
This is the second time tonight that I've rolled a double of something. Last time it was 10s. This time it's double 8s. So that's a 14.
14?
Or 12. I'm sorry, 12. Yeah.
You managed to pry the first board out. There is an old clay pipe for rain catchment that's underneath the floor. It looks old, abandoned, and cracked. You could see the blood trail disappear into the pipe.
Oh shit. All right. Let me see real quick. I'm going to. Oh, can't do that one. No, I was
Remember, you are under the effects of a short rest, just not a long rest.
Right. Let me take that off real quick. I don't think I get my spells back. I have second level spells. I'm looking for something to locate a beast. I don't think I've got one. Yeah. Damn. I'm gonna put my rifle or my pistol down the tube. I'm gonna take the shot out, but I'll leave the powder in and just fire powder, fire a blank basically down the tube, like a jet of air kind of thing.
Yeah.
And try and see if I can tell if it pops out anywhere.
Pops, flashes. You can see the back door of the downstairs shop there's a puff of smoke coming out from the alley that runs behind the shop.
I'm headed out there.
Okay. Give me a fresh stealth check as you approach the rear door and heading out into the alley.
Wouldn't that affect the alarm?
If he opens the door.
That's a 15.
As you approach the rear door, there's that sparkling arcane energy. If you open it, it'll kick off the alarm and definitely wake Karina.
All right. Well,
It's okay. I'll manage.
I'm opening the door anyway.
Yeah, you open it. Karina, in your head, you hear as you realize one of your alarm spells have been triggered.
Ah, I knew it. It's Fabian, the bastard.
I'm gonna when I run through the door, I'll holler out like, "It's just me!" And
God damn it, Ford! I was sleeping. Okay, I'll go reset the alarm.
I'm
you
going
make it
out
to the back door, and Foreign's in the back alley looking around. Give me survival or investigation, Foreign.
Okay. God, it's my favorite number. That's a 10 for survival.
Yeah, no real sign of where they might have gone. You could see that your shot through the pipe had exposed where the old rain gutter was, and you could see some physical remains that they came through there, but you're staring down a long alley with dozens of doors and windows into a dark
There's
night.
no more trails.
There's no more trails, unfortunately.
Shit. All right. Well, I'll go back in and close the door. And
As you do, Karina wraps up the 11-minute ritual to put the new alarm spell across the threshold.
I'm gonna take some cloth or something, even if it's the stuff we're selling. I want to grab some and stuff it in the drain pipe, in that old gutter pipe, and then put the board back down on top of it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put this out there. I do have as ritual locate animal or plants.
That could
I
be
would also like to.
Because it's like Eric and I both will have channel divinity, divine sense, which will locate celestials, but not until, at least for me, not till my long rest is over. So that would be good, but at that point they'll already have crawled a long way.
If we do this real quick, maybe we can still get a long rest.
Yeah, I mean, if we can
Right
try
now, everybody
I
else
think
is asleep. Only
they're all
Foreign
asleep.
and Karina
We're
are
the
up.
ones not getting the rest. Look, Karina, we can talk about this in the morning. I think we're gonna need the rest.
I'm just gonna do a locate animals to see if they're at all close to us.
All right, I'll wait.
Is an insect considered an animal?
I mean,
Or
biologically,
does that
yes.
have to be
Literally,
located
yes.
arachnid?
Arachnids are
No,
animals.
No, that's locate arachnid.
Questions, answers. Let me see what Matt Koval has to say.
It says describe or name a specific kind of beast, plant, creature, or non-magical plant.
Oh, it's clearly a beast.
I think a beast is appropriate. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yay.
You cast that really quick. You just, as soon as you and Foreign, as soon as Foreign tells you what happened, do you tell her everything that happened, Foreign?
I just tell her. I'll tell her that I startled awake to the body, and there were prints all over the place.
I hate this. Okay.
I was chasing down the prints. I wasn't trying to wake you.
No, I can appreciate that. I mean, I hate the creepy crawly things, but nevertheless, here we are. You learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant that of the kind within 5 miles, if any are present.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, so you could just like strategically work through them.
I'll say as you wrap up the alarm spell, you're standing with Foreign in the downstairs area while everyone else is still asleep. And then you, based on what you know these creatures to be, you cast the spell. There's 2 locations that pop up. One is up on the roof of your next door neighbor's roof, the Grungs. The other one is maybe a few hundred feet down the alleyway in a clump, like they've clumped onto something.
Okay. If the 2 of us can just like each take care of it separately, this way we can finish with this quicker.
Sure. You want me to go for the clump? I don't know what you've got left in you.
I'm just gonna bring a bunch of matches and gasoline. I've got this in me. Yeah, I'll deal with the one on the neighbor's roof.
So you're gonna take lamp oil with you to take care of the one on your neighbor's thatched roof?
Yes.
Okay.
I have controlled flame. I should be okay.
We've had good luck with setting fires.
That's roof cottages.
Wait, do we
Cottages.
going to the roof? Or is Karina going to the roof, or is she going down the street?
I think she's going to the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
She's going for the single. I'm going for the group.
All right.
Well, no, it's 2 clumps. There's a clump up on the roof and a clump down the alleyway, clumped onto something. So there's 2 groupings of them.
Got it.
So, Foreign, you open the door to head back out into the alley, which immediately sets off the alarm in Karina's head.
Shit.
Karina,
Sorry.
How are you going to try to get to the roof, Karina?
I'm just gonna turn into an Aarakocra. I'm just gonna fly there. I'm too tired for this. I'm done being careful. I'm just a tired person.
Yeah, you go out onto the balcony. You shapeshift into an Aarakocran and fly up onto it's a shale roof. It's not thatched. I was just being facetious. It's a properly tiled roof, and you kind of land on there. Give me a perception check as you stare over at your neighbor's roof, over at the Grungs.
Can I do investigation?
Sure, you can do investigation. That's fine.
That's 24.
24. You get over to the edge of your roof. There's a 2-foot gap over to the next roof. Because the buildings are all pretty tight at this point. The back alley is where the gaps are between certain areas of the buildings. There's a weather vane. It's maybe about 3 foot tall, very colorfully built, and has a kind of magic kind of glow about it. And you can see about a dozen of these maggot-looking spider creatures that have kind of cocooned themselves on to this weather vane on Grung's roof.
Weird. Okay, well, we'll think about this later. I'm just gonna pour some gasoline on them, set them on fire, and use full flame, maybe for the first time since I got this and was very excited about it.
Remember, you lit the shack
Just like
on fire.
try and
You
prevent.
lit the little stall on fire and then tried to control flame it. Remember?
Yeah, well, it meant nothing. It was so much effort, and it did absolutely nothing. I might as well get something for this now. And
Yeah,
just...
you step across onto the roof. You go over to where the kind of cocoon-like gelatinous mass is, and when you get close, you can see their little forms like in symbiotic state inside, like they're translucent almost. There's a bit of a kind of bubbling to the surface of the cocoon where it kind of undulates and bubbles a bit as they are going through some kind of transformation. The weather vane is obviously magical. You could see a arcane glyph on it. Maybe the shopkeeper uses it for some reason. You're not sure. You start to dump lamp oil onto the thing, and then you step back and set it on fire. You cast control flame, and you spend the next 5 minutes kind of just controlling it, burning it down, controlling it and burning it down. Down in the alleyway, you just hear that classic Karina, oh fuck, noise. There's a bright light, like something was set on fire. For you, as you traverse down the alleyway following Karina's instructions, you realize that the lamps in this part of the district are not what you'd call normal like lamps that you light. They're all magical lamps that light in the evening. There's one that looks very dim compared to the others. It's about 3/4 of the way down the alleyway. You get closer and you realize that some fleshy-like cocoon has wrapped itself around the light and is absorbing the magic of the light. And the cocoon is kind of like bubbling and like fleshy spots to it. That's the second location that Karina had mentioned.
Okay, I'm going to use ambush prey.
Okay.
Spell. It just gives me an extra d6. I get advantage on stealth. But an extra d6 on the attack.
It's on the top of a 7. Yeah. It's on the top of a 7-foot pole.
All right, I'm gonna get within about 5 feet of it. I get to about 5 feet of it, and I'll have my pistol out. And however many like globule orbs I see moving in there, I'm just gonna try and pick them all off. Pop, 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 pop with my pistol.
Relatively easy to do. From on top of the roof, Karina, you hear a successive number of pistol sounds. Just the eventual crack, 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 crack. And you can see little muzzle flashes coming from the alleyway. As you take your last shot, Thorn.
Yep.
The end of the alley, there's someone holding a lantern. As you could see, a night warden looking down the alley at you. Sir? Are you shooting at my lights?
You want to see what I'm shooting at, or you just want to leave me be?
He waves over 4 more guards, and the 5 of the guards start coming down the alleyway towards you. Sir, why are you shooting at my lights? Are you okay? Do you need help?
Yeah. Here, and I'll kind of grab his arm with the light and move it towards where like the bodies would have fallen at the base.
I mean, there's not much to see. Just splattered like weird organic remains and some bits of organic matter hanging off the light. The Wardens all have a curious look on their face, and they're like,
"That's what I was shooting, fellas. It was some weird bug thing was wrapped up around the lantern."
Give me a persuasion check on this.
Okay. I am being truthful, so
I didn't say deception. I said persuasion. Because, middle of the night, someone blasting a gun at a light isn't suspicious at all.
Nat 20 on that one.
Yes.
For a 22.
We didn't need you to get arrested again.
Persuasion, it's 25. I'm sorry. 25. So
the wardens kind of exchange looks, and the one warden leads over. Look, Sarge, this guy's obviously drunk. Just send him back in, and we don't want to do the paperwork on this. They kind of like mutter to each other, and so please go back inside and don't shoot at my lights anymore.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like now, I'm just going to pretend to be drunk since he's saying that. I'm like stumbling back to the.
And the wardens just kind of wait for you, and then the glow of the lantern goes away. As you're waiting for them to leave, one of the wardens goes, "Is there someone up on that roof?" He watches the warden kind of walks over to the edge, is looking up on your neighbor's roof, and goes, "Wait a minute, sir, before you go in. Is there someone up on your roof?"
I think you're seeing.
I wave.
I think you're seeing.
Ma'am, what are you doing on your on that roof?
I think I'm still an Aarakocra.
Well, there could be female Aarakocra.
Oh, true.
I promise you there are, in fact.
Yeah, I reiterate.
The moon was mocking me. I was being mocked by the moon.
The other wardens just kind of break out laughing. Sir, they're just drunk. Yeah, just you know what? You've got wings. Oh, fuck it. And
Jump,
you just gotta walk away.
I'm full in it now, and I'm just like, jump! I got you. Come on.
Am I done setting fire?
Oh yeah, they burn off pretty easily. They kind of pop a little bit when they burn. They give off these like mouse-like squeaks as they burn. It's like,
Oh, fun.
help me, help me, help me. They just burn to
How
cinders.
delightful.
Oh, God,
I just do real quick detect magic on the weather vane. It's gonna take me about 10 minutes. I really want to know what's going on with that thing.
Yeah. Oh my God! Did Jabatros just get killed by his cats?
He is a bird.
I'm sure he is a bird.
Tell you guys about what's going on in the next couple of minutes, but my cats are being are big assholes.
The weather vane is a woe or wheel spell effect. In other words, it can kind of predict the weather. Is all it's
Cool.
used for.
Very nice. Okay, well, just gonna go back home, put the alarm on, and I'm telling you guys in advance, I'm gonna sleep in. If there's gonna be a fight with Fabian, I'm not gonna be a part of it. I'm gonna be asleep. Okay, good night.
I'll communicate that to everybody. I don't plan to get some rest. It's it is what it is.
So everyone go ahead and click off a long rest as you guys wake up the following morning to the city coming to life, the sound of the morning crowds. One by one, you each wake up. It's a new day. What would you guys like to do?
I think is the alarm still on our robo friend?
Your construct binder? Yes.
Binder.
Yep.
Probably we want to. Well, obviously I can't undo that, but if we can, and then have him start to get the shop set up. Well, I think we all need to gather and talk about what we're gonna.
I think the alarm set was just for tampering with him, not for him to not operate.
Okay. Good.
So I would say, like, right when you guys wake up, he comes out of stasis and he's already like going through the routine of getting the shop set up.
Great. Everyone sleep well last night?
Corinna's still down. Look, just come here. And I'll like take him over and show him the bodies and the parts and the goo and the stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. There's Priscilla's body is wide open. The cloth has been shredded. Like something inside of her chest cavity, like kind of ruptured outward. There's still the dried viscera remains around her, and the little slime trails leading down the hallway and leading down into the first floor.
So I guess we can have Binder clean that up, but
well, frankly, do you think it'd be best if Fabian does see some of the evidence of what happened?
All right. Yeah, sure.
Just so she doesn't think we didn't bring her body here like this. It happened after we got her here.
Certainly.
What is it about Christmas time and tsunamis?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Wait, what happened?
Is there
There
a
was a
tsunami?
tsunami in Japan from an earthquake.
Yeah, and I guess Peru just reported it hitting their coast. And they just had to close 91 ports.
Oh,
Wow.
weird.
Didn't this happen like 15 years ago?
Yeah, that huge one. That's like one of the biggest, worst natural disasters in human history.
I'm like, what now?
250,000 people.
I was writing notes and it just popped up in my feed, and I'm like, okay, I like YouTube, leave me alone for right now.
It was 20 years, not 15. Yeah.
Oh my God, has it really been that long?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, ever since I saw that movie about it, I have been terrified of the beach.
Mhm.
The beach is gonna kill me. I know it's got a thing against me. It's gonna get me.
Oh, lucky for you, here in LA, we have those super helpful signs next to beaches that tell you which direction not to go if a tsunami comes. So if you
Yeah.
think you should be running towards the ocean, you're dead wrong. Away.
Hey guys, the tide's going out. Look,
Yeah, let's go collect shells.
we'll be safe.
Be fine. Ugh,
Too soon.
too soon. Too soon. Stop in 24 hours. So, Karina, you're still finishing up your long rest. Eritrea and Foreign are in Foreign's room. Melody and Professor Jalbatross, what are you two doing?
The professor is the proverbial early bird. He has been up since the crack of dawn. Like, I was just assuming that I have kind of like a loft at the top of the building. Just got like, just makeshift bars from a doorway, just sitting there doing like, dozens of chin-ups. Just
I'm surprised you're not the pigeon guy. You're not up on the roof like with the roost full of pigeons.
Melody, what are you doing with your morning so far since you've gotten up?
Yeah, Melody, I guess woke up, did her workout routine in her room, stepped outside, saw the gross blood trails everywhere, was extremely distressed.
Got a
Went out to get
coffee.
some cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, get some pastries.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my! Not before my coffee.
Get dressed for Pilates. Get your yoga bag.
Mm-hmm. About my unicorn.
I love it. As you're kind of all doing your different things, you hear a bell chime. The door opens. A familiar voice. Hello, I got Fawn's message. I'm here.
Hey, up here.
Oh, very well. Good to see you, Binder. Melody, pleasure.
Fabian!
Yes, are you joining us? I think we're all meeting in Fawn's room. Between you and me, I'm certainly hoping that Eritrea isn't there. Just kidding, dear. Just kidding.
I will. I'll follow him upstairs. I assume Foreign's like in our meeting, like our sort of sitting room, right?
Oh no,
Or
in my room.
Oh,
where
you're
the
calling
dog
him all
is.
the way up to your bedroom. Okay. Did
Yeah.
you make the bed before you called him up?
Bad. I sleep against the wall on the floor. Like I just sit up against the wall with my arms crossed. That's my
Yeah, I don't think you guys have had any furniture delivered yet. I think the only part of the Prancing
We bought all
Centaur-
that junk. We didn't get any furniture.
We did.
yet.
We did like a 50 gold shopping trip.
Yeah, and got some things. That's true. Some things.
I think a bed frame would be sort of a high priority item.
I feel like Foreign's one of the guys that like has the mattress on the floor in the corner because it's low
And he's like, "This is
low
fine."
priority for him.
Yeah, just a blank mattress and his gun on the floor next to it.
Exactly, right?
Oh, God. That's so hillbilly. Melody, you and
Get it in the
Fabian
frame.
step into Foreign's room, and there's Foreign and Eritrea kind of off to the side talking. Fabian kind of smiles towards Eritrea and then Foreign, and then catches a glimpse of the horror show on the ground, which, Melody, you equally see at the same
Oh my
time.
God. What happened to her?
It wasn't me. God.
Why is that the first thing you say?
I assumed it was good. I figured you was blaming me for it. So
But, I mean, did you get hungry?
no, I don't eat raw flesh anyway. So the reason Corinna's still asleep and I look like shit, besides the normal, is I got up in the middle of the night because something just didn't feel right. I woke up and I looked out and there was just this. This was there. It was a whole body when we put it down, and this was like it when I woke up. And if you look at the floor, see the trails. So I followed them around. I pulled up a board in the floorboard downstairs and found out it went out to the alleyway. That was a whole mess. But anyway, the thing hatched. Remember they talked about when you get stabbed with it, it injects it, and it's like, so they hatched. They came out. It was gross. It was disgusting.
I have
But-
no idea what you're talking about other than
No,
your
I'm sorry.
message.
That part was talking to Melody. It was like, you remember the thing, and you stab with it, and maybe it implants them inside you and stuff. Yeah. Well, I guess it was implanted inside her because now it's gross. It's disgusting. But they
So-
hatched out and they left out, and she killed some and I killed some. I think we got them all. But God,
Could you get me caught up to speed, perhaps?
somebody's better at talking than I am. Come on now.
So we went down to look for Princella, and we found her skiff, which was abandoned, and it was really weird. All the guards there like lied to us and pretended like they had never seen Princella, even though they definitely had. And we got down there, and we found her in a web, and there was a giant monster that just emerged out of the water, and we killed it. And there were a bunch of eggs in a pool, and we killed the eggs. And then we brought her back up. We thought we had saved her, but
You had a thing on her neck.
she had a thing on her neck, and we realized that she, like, this insect had gotten in the back of her skull and, like, eaten her brain. So we killed the bug, and then we brought her back. But then there must have been more insects inside her because she's just exploded.
Oh. Well, this is terrifyingly interesting. You watch as he gets down onto one knee and he starts examining like the edges of the form, and kind of he like puts on little silken gloves and like picks up little pieces of the remains, sets them aside.
Have you ever heard of a stargazer?
I have heard of them, but they're extremely rare. They exist in the astral sea. They are known to be symbiotic to magic that travels the astral sea.
So there's one less stargazer in the bottoms under Jrusar.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
No, it's very fortunate. That thing was a beast.
Well,
Big monster.
I was referring to. I'm going to have to notify her family, of course. Shit. I have to
Hey,
take care of this.
She says she's from the Quorum, right?
Well, she is.
Associated.
Well, she is the daughter of a sitting council member of the Chandei Quorum. I can't express their name because anonymity is guarded in my line of work.
I'm gonna grab one of the badges that Jalbatros pulled out of the bones. They might know somebody else that was down there. I'll hand them off. Not the main badge. I forgot who that was. There was like one fancy badge, and then there was two other ones. Not the fancy badge, but one of the other two.
These are attendees of the Quorum. They work in the administrative services. There were more victims down where you came back from.
There were a lot of bones. There were a lot of bones, and at least 4, 5, 6 skiffs down there. And
her partner Orion was probably infected before they even went down there. I think we found his body as well.
We'll say the other skiffs. We got lucky to get the skiff back up here that we did, but the other skiffs all had these little bluish translucent leech things on it that was sucking all the energy out of them.
That would be the secondary larval stage.
Yeah,
I think what you and your friend Karina killed was the primary larval stage that they take on. They can take up to 6 episodic evolutionary periods from their small stage all the way up to, I think they can grow as large as 200 to 300 feet, depending on the availability of food and environment. But here's the thing, they're not supposed to do very well here. The only way I could see them doing well here was...
God damn it!
No. Oh, no.
Both cats pulling the fucking trash can over?
Damn, they're working together.
Oh my God, they're codependent!
I think your cats just got business inspiration.
My God, that was loud. Oh, that was awesome. I love cats. Cats. Especially when cats need to have their coffee.
Yeah.
Well, so here's my look. I'm a study of the arts of the arcane. There are certain creatures that require certain connections to be able to do certain things. Now, this creature would have to be attached to a very large source of power to get as big as you've described it to be. Did you find anything connected to this source of power? it should not have been able to simply just exist in that spot. Karina's face.
There was an old portal down there, but that's all that was there.
Could it be? I mean, it felt like.
Wait. An old portal of. What do you mean? What kind of portal?
Yeah, that big ass tree had an old portal in it.
Like an old door frame, or
No. Like the remnants of a portal to another place.
oh,
But it's
fascinating.
long gone. That was what was left.
Most fascinating. Now, the age of the portal can be predicted through certain magic powers, but its last time used is not always necessarily known. It was inactive, though, correct? It was not an
Correct.
active portal.
Correct.
Could you give me directions to locate it so I could study it, perhaps?
Yeah, it's the old tree. It's the old tree down in the what they call that place. It's the old tree in the ruins.
Oh, the High Tree ruins.
Yeah.
Very well. Shit. What do we do with her?
I mean, if you know somebody that can stitch, maybe you can put her back together. But at least the face was untouched.
God.
I don't know if that makes it better. You're a
She's
strange person.
recognizable. I'm just saying. Look, you're trying to say I found your daughter, and they wouldn't believe you if at least you couldn't prove it, and at least you can prove that it was her.
Well, fortunately, we do not need the entire body to resurrect somebody. I will have it bundled and taken over to one of the temples and see if they can bring her soul back, and we'll go from there. Then I'll reach out to the family and make my connections back with them and fill them in on her unfortunate recovery.
Unfortunate.
Well, because of the condition of her body, the magic that we'll have to use is going to be either resurrection or reincarnation magic, which means she may not come back as the way she was. Raised dead and magics like that really don't work on such a damaged cadaver. These remains, unfortunately, don't necessarily I can't put the rib bone back through magic. It's fine. It'll be expensive, but I will try to figure this out. Worst case scenario, we cast Speak with Dead on her and find out what happened.
Fair enough. If you do happen to get her back into one piece, would you let her know where we are? So I'd at least like to talk to her for a minute.
I shall see if that's possible. It may not be possible, but I'll certainly.
I understand.
Right. Oh, he hands you over a small bag of coins. 1,000 gold finder's fee. Thank you. I can cross this off my list. The Chandei Quorum could be very, how shall we say, ants in my pants when it comes to giving me shit. So if I can quiet them down, this is the best way to do it. And it sounds like there are other missing persons down there. Perhaps I shall check my registry of missing persons and see if I can't close all the loopholes at the same time. I will see if there's finder's fees for those as well, and see if I can't loop you into those rewards.
Did you know that people had gone missing down there, Fabian?
I'd heard rumors of people visiting the High Tree Station and the High Tree Ruins going missing, but I was never really approached directly until recently. Now, the person that approached me said that they had also talked to some other families that had experienced missing persons as well. Now that I put all the pieces of the puzzle together, this feels accidentally coordinated. I'll look into it and make some inquiries up at the administrative council chambers, see if I can't find any other information about these absent individuals.
Can I roll insight on that?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Sure.
Just to see if he's doing that in a deceptive way or in just straightforward. I'm just going to look into this.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, that was an 18 plus Insight's 5. 23.
He appears genuine, but you get the feeling that he's very good at appearing genuine.
Fabian, just so we're on the level,
Which level would you like to be on? The third level? Second
the
level?
same level.
Oh. Dear boy, we could never be on the same level as much as you'd like to be.
You know, people talk to me like that a lot, but
Oh, I imagine so. Your quaint, southern, folksy look is nice for the streets, but difficult in high places.
sure, but everybody reacts the same with a gun barrel in their mouth. I'm not saying I'm trying to threaten you right now. I'm just saying
But you'd like to
I'm
threaten
being
me
on the
later.
level. I'm being on the level with you, and I would like you to be on the level with me. And I can tell that you just come across as the most earnest of men, but at the
Oh,
same
thank
time, there's something else going on there. I can tell a rumor monger when I see one, and while you can be good to a man in my profession, because I always have my ear to the ground listening for things people might know here and there. You just
It
send
kind
us
of-
into a trap.
He kind of begins to circle you, and he drapes his arm across your shoulders.
You
Fawn,
send us into a trap.
it takes one to know
luckily
one, and I
we
did
will.
not send you into a trap. I sent you to look for somebody that had gone missing, and I promised the family that I would not use their names during my attempt to find her. Had I heard rumors about missing people? Yes. Did I believe them? Not really. Lovers and people seeking the brevity and the fun of the low places down in the wilds. They might do it for the purpose of drink. They might do it for the purposes of a tryst of sorts. People with power and money don't presume to have to tell anybody anything about truth or lies. You simply just provide good manners and you don't make the inquiry. Now, had I known anything about this creature was going to be an immediate threat to you, I most certainly would have told you.
I want to roll insight on that one too.
Sure, go for it.
Shit, another 18. It's another 23.
Give me a wisdom save, Ford.
Yep.
Ooh.
That's a wisdom plus 2, 18.
18. There's a slight electric feeling across your forehead,
Mhm.
like somebody is pushing through your surface thoughts, but then recognizes your resistance and stops.
While he does that, like as he's focusing on that, I'll try to like pull my pistol up and like have it in his ribs,
What?
Oh, my.
like just up against his ribs. Like
He leans into your ear. Is that your pistol, or are you just excited to see me, Ford?
my eyes will flash white. My eyes flash white, and in his head, he hears, "I'm done playing games." I don't say it out loud. Like with the token, I talk to him. Yeah, I say, "I'm done playing games."
He kind of steps away from you and looks at you and Eritrea and Melody and
I put the pistol back.
look. You are in one of the most corrupt, bureaucratic cities in Marquet, where throats are slit for gold, contracts are agreed upon for even more money than you could possibly imagine. The less you know about me, the less trouble you're going to get yourselves into. I will admit that my duties and responsibilities to the Chandei Quorum are flighty at best. I hold no allegiance to anyone in particular. I am a broker, a marketeer of information. Had I known about that creature, I would not have sent you blindly into the den of such a killing machine. However, would I be willing to send you heavily armed into a coffee shop to passively learn something that might help me? Of course. That's what spies do when they're in the business of spying. Fawn, you're a bounty hunter. People give you contracts, you go and kill people.
Not always, but typically. It turns
Well,
out
your
that way for
skills are
sure.
your problems, not mine. Anyways, look,
Oh,
if we're to learn to trust each other, I will offer up this. There's a family in the Chandei Quorum. They are known as the Zorn family. They hold a particular sway over some of the guilds and houses in the Smolderspire. It was their particular warehouse district that blew up all those, well, now almost a couple weeks ago. They've been under suspicion by other Chandei Quorum members, including some of the more prolific Wardens of Jrusar. I cannot tell you much more than that because if for some reason, gods forbid, you find yourself under the effect of what I just tried to do on you, to read your deeper thoughts. By the way, excellent resistance, by the way. Your forehead is as thick as it looks. There is a concern that other people may get this information and use it for nefarious purposes. Now, if you and your friends find yourselves in a sticky wicket, come and find me, and I will help you. But be mindful, Fawn. This is a dangerous city, and there's a lot of dangerous things at play.
You want to know what was in that warehouse? At least the lower side.
No, I do not want to know what is in that warehouse. I have to walk into chambers and have meetings with people that have the ability to read my mind with no defense. So no, I do not want to know what was in that warehouse. I trust you and your friends will deal with it accordingly when the time is right.
We tried to. That's what happened.
Well, try harder and try not to blow up the city in the process. I will have more information for you once I learn more about the missing family members, and if they're able to recover her and bring her back to life, I will let you know. But for now, let's consider this particular matter closed. The spread did not happen. Nothing too wonky happened. We'll keep it at that.
There might still be some residue on the lantern outside. It's about 150 yards that way, if you're really interested.
I will go and take a look at it on my way out. Well, good day. Enjoy yourselves, and I will speak to you later. He kind of smiles over at Eritrea and goes to approach Eritrea and then goes, "Oh, too busy. Can't do this today." And turns back into the hallway. You could hear his steps down the stairs, and then you can hear him flourish. "Oh, good day, Binder. Pleasure to see you again."
I suppose we should go wake Corinna up now.
Did you just pull a gun on Fabian?
You heard the man. He tried to read my thoughts. I don't take kindly to that.
Mel
well,
is
I'm glad
trying to-
nothing disastrous happened.
Oh, man.
He tried to read my thoughts. I don't abide
I can
by
only
that.
imagine what would happen if you peed on foreign shoes.
Yes, I think it'd be time to wake up Karina.
Actually, I think I'd prefer to sleep this one out.
Karina, you hear the gentle rapping on your door as everybody but Jalbatros, who's working out on the roof. I'll say, actually, Jalbatros eventually wakes you up because he's working out on the roof, right above where your room would be. So every now and then, a little patter of dust comes off the ceiling and kind of lands on your nose, which
He drops the barbells and it just rattles the whole house.
I mean, that's kind of impressive because
Doing clean and jerks and
I'm a 90-pound bird that's just been sitting there doing I don't know, clap push-ups and shit off the floor.
But I'll say eventually, as you guys roust Karina and Jalbatros finishes his workout, you kind of gather up in the veranda section of the business. The already people are starting to come in downstairs, interacting with Binder. You can hear purchases being made, trades are being made down below. You can hear your neighbor, the Grungs, start to open up their shop. The other shops are opening. The stalls are beginning to open as well. But the five of you are gathered together in the common space of the second floor.
I almost shot him, Corinna.
Oh, why didn't you?
Wait,
No,
wait, somebody's getting shot. What?
No,
I'm sorry.
No, almost.
Would one of you mind filling me in? I was just, the early bird gets to fit a workout in before work, so figured I'd do that. Have not really been paying attention to the goings on. By the way, Corinna, why are you? Your eyes are rather red rimmed. Are you okay? You
I
seem
was
tired.
walking past. No, yeah, no, I really need my beauty sleep. But it seems like I missed a lot, so if you guys could just tell me what happened.
Well, I don't know if we're ever going to be invited back to Fabian's shop because Earthen pointed a gun at Fabian and accused him of sending us into a trap. So consider that relationship pretty much toast. I don't know if he's ever going to come back for tea.
Oh,
No. Look, that's how them fellas work. Have you ever worked with a broker before? Come on. That you got to protect yourself. How do you know he wasn't reading your thoughts?
I just feel like, I would have stopped him. I would have known.
So he did try to read my thoughts, and that's why I pulled a gun on him. But that's only why. But the man was overly polite, and I took some of what you said to heart because after last night, I don't know what the hell to expect me more do. That was crazy. But you got them all, right?
did he refer to himself as a spy by any chance?
He did.
How many golds do I get from each and every fucking one of you?
Well, you do get 200 gold from Fabian if you would.
Now,
Actually,
you
never mind, then I
assume he
think I'm
was a
good.
spy for the quorum, and he was very clear that he has loose ties to the quorum at all. He's out for himself, and he's trying to stay heads up in the city here. A man like Fabian is smart enough to understand that you got to have dirt on everybody in order to stay clean.
Listen, I think I would ask that he does not know my name anymore and hopefully forgets that Corina was ever associated with you guys. Because he can do a lot of damage to me, and I think that's the reason I mistrust him so much, because he's very capable of doing damage to all of us. I do think that if he is self-interested, which, you know, he might be, he might not be, he seems very capable liar, then we can maybe work with him the way we can work with a lot of dubious characters. But I would be very weary of him knowing anything that might come back to haunt us or that might benefit him at our expense.
Well, for what it's worth, he's afraid to know anything himself anyway, so...
I don't know, man. I have the heebie-jeebies.
No, I understand, and I'm not discounting your heebie-jeebies, whatever those are. But the man travels in very expensive circles, expensive enough that they have a lot more safeguards than we can ever put around this little manse we have here. So
I think
he
we're a
knows
little
what
outclassed.
maybe.
Regardless,
He's a good contact for now.
my personal experience with people like him, being myself not entirely unlike him, is that he's probably going to look for ways to use us.
Certainly.
But let's
now,
so long
what
as he does not
exactly do you-
suspect we have anything that he might, like, kind of looking at the stone.
What
so long
exactly
as-
do you think bounty hunters do? I mean, I understand that everyone's out for themselves.
I don't
I'm
know
just
if you
a little
count as a
picky
bounty hunter if you haven't actually succeeded in collecting a bounty.
I didn't say I said alive.
I think that's more of a
I said I didn't get
hobbyist.
anybody back alive. I didn't say I never got a bounty. I said I never got anybody back alive. I'm very good at killing things. I just don't always want to kill everything.
Well,
I'm very bad
he
at keeping
seems to have
things
taken a
alive.
special interest in Eritrea, who seems to have certain connections. I'm not telling anybody how to react to him. I understand he is an interesting individual, and we should all be able to interact with him in whatever way seems correct for us. And I can also recognize that we don't know each other that well, and in the end of the day, we are all self-interested in some way. I just ask that he knows as little about me as possible, and that you consider the fact that at all times he is looking for ways to betray you, unlike me, because I'm very trustworthy.
Literally miming on
I'm
my
gonna
hand.
insight check that.
I'm literally
got a
mime
26.
writing. I'm literally mime writing on my hand. Tell Fabian everything about Karina.
Like, maybe try not to think about me when you're around him.
Hey,
Um,
I
but-
resisted. All right, he didn't get anything.
But I do think that the presence of a machine that he handed us that seems to be very necessary for us is suspicious, and definitely data mining us. And I do think his interest in Eritrea is also suspicious, beyond, slightly predatory.
Slightly predatory.
By the way, my dear boy, I do hope that you're not enticed by his advances. There's no easy way to put this. I would suggest, do you know any? Well, do you know any large strapping druids? I assume he's not your type. I would assume.
Hey, you can assume correctly. I can.
Do you know any large, I don't know, druids or like barbarian types? Just something like the opposite of him. Just let him know that you're more of a. You're looking for more of a what is it the kids these days call? A twunk? Maybe a bear? Not a literal
What is
bear.
happening?
The fourth wall just disintegrated in front of our eyes.
I believe they call them himbos.
I didn't say anything about their intelligence. I'm just talking about his physique.
Again, I believe they call them himbos.
Eritrea's phone froze. He laughed so hard.
It's the best reason.
I'm taking a snapshot of that. That is such a good profile pic. I love it. That is awesome.
Can he still hear us?
No. Ryan, you still on?
What happened?
Did I scare
You broke him. You broke him.
with
Professor
gay
Dalvin
panic
Cross.
defense? Is that what happened? Woo. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
Row. Oh, that was great.
Can I do
And I got a
detect
perfect
magic
picture
make-
with him like laughing with his like. I think Alexa's worried that Ryan's going to go out and say, "Fuck it, I'm buying a $5,000 computer this time."
I mean,
Because I know
We're just
how
all gonna-
frustrating it is when your tech doesn't work.
Are we just all going to pool
So
our
sad.
money? We're all going to pool our money for the wedding gift and just all buy Ryan a new.
a computer that works. This was his phone, so I wonder if his phone died.
Oh.
I don't know.
Maybe he's back on. But I don't see his.
Yeah, I don't see any icon
I
or nothing.
see his. I can see
weird.
his. Yeah,
This
StreamYard's
is so
really
weird.
fucking with Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's strange is that it used to work perfectly fine. Like it never. Remember, it was always working before.
Is he
Yeah.
like signed up with StreamYard or something?
I mean, nothing has changed between like 3 weeks ago and today.
Yeah.
Is set up.
The only thing that's changed is the camera fix.
Yeah.
right?
But it worked fine last week with the camera fix.
Yeah.
There he
it was
is.
All
weird.
right, I'm back.
Heyo.
Yeah, you guys all froze mid joke.
So
I
did
was
you.
wondering, I thought whatever Kurt said. I was like, wait, did he cross some sort of line because everyone got real quiet?
Oh, it was great. That was awesome.
What? I'm allowed, y'all. Literally married to a guy.
Yeah.
I love it.
But
So,
yes,
mean,
I don't have any druid friends or anything like that. But I appreciate your protection on my part.
You know, there is that Goliath at the bar. The one that likes to throw me out of the bar.
Yeah, no, I think our side quest should be this.
Instead of unraveling Corinna's nefarious tale.
To be fair, I'm not doing anything nefarious. I'm just laughing evilly.
You're talking to a bird that you're not talking.
You haven't
to.
seen me talk to it.
Sure.
I'm right here. She talks to me a lot. I'm
Not
trying
that
to strike
bird,
up.
the other bird.
I'm trying to strike up a bit of a friendship, maybe a mentee-ship, but also that's quite an offensive term to throw around for an Aarakocra.
Not
Right,
you.
Thorn.
Not
How dare you?
Oh.
You're like,
You don't have a sticker on your back somewhere that says trauma, do you?
Karina cries.
By the way, the shop made 76 gold yesterday.
Oh, wait, so okay, we have
Put all the
how much
shop-
gold do we have now? How much did we add to
Uh,
our
I think the
We
shop
gotta-
gold should definitely be going towards paying off the shop.
Yeah. Yes, and while it would sound nice to pay off the shop, I think if we hand him the full amount right away, I don't know if it leaves the right impression for us to instantly pay the full amount.
Why does that leave a bad impression?
Because
forget-
he
you
might
forget.
think, how did they come across this money so quickly?
Our business.
Have you looked at the people we're with? They keep pulling money out of nowhere.
So we owe.
Yeah, I just don't want to be seen as like we have more money than we actually do, and what if someone tries to sabotage us or something like that? But if you guys want to pay it off,
that's good
fine.
paranoia.
No,
That's
no.
actually very practical.
Like Melody's the only one that's naive enough to not agree with any of you. Like she's like, everybody loves us here. What are you worried about?
I'm just like, yeah. Why would we got 27 days? It's gonna take some time to pay this off.
Yeah, by my
No.
calculations, we're at 410 left now after that 76.
Well, if we paid it, which it sounds like people don't want to do.
No. They're talking about don't pay it off.
Installments over a
according-
period of time.
I say
as
use the shop returns to pay for it right now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, I thought you were saying like use
Not the stuff from Fabian.
that $1,000 we just got, or 1,000 gold.
Oh, I thought just
That's
just
yeah.
shop returns to pay him off until it's fully paid.
So it's got us at 410 now.
Well, I have a chart, and on 12/8 we were down to 472 gold.
Okay, you got 14 less than me. Okay. Wait. did
No,
you
so
take
I just
14 off twice?
maybe
this is
I
your
did. 'cause
Second day that the shop has made money.
Yeah. So we made $14 and then we made now
$14.
Oh.
What the fuck is a dollar?
14 gold. Sorry. 14 gold and
I think-
76 gold.
I think you're right. So I must have taken it off twice because that was 14 gold both times. So I think you're right.
Okay, so we're at 410. 410.
410. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Anybody
Also,
have the skill general accounting?
No.
Sadly, no.
I don't get that till 7th level.
What are you, account for yourself. What are you doing here? Why are you dressed up like this? You're an accountant? Account for yourself. Who are you? What do you want?
What do you want?
Ah,
Well, the day
Lord.
is still yours. Anything you guys want to accomplish today, or what would you like to focus on?
I'd like to do some research about this. Actually, if I've tried to connect with this star before. I really hated that experience. If anybody else wants to do that, I do feel like we can't just leave it here. We have to do something. Either we get rid of it, we give it to somebody we trust, we destroy it before it destroys us. But I just feel like we kind of can't forget about this.
Well, look, if the star was, if that thing was still magical, wouldn't the little mites have gone for it instead of going for all them other magical items?
Okay,
I
I'm
mean-
gonna ask our trio then. Please check this thing, and if you are satisfied that it is not magical anymore, then I will let go of it a little bit. And if you encounter a creepy man and he tries to take over your brain, I will kill you so fast.
Well, are you trying to get him to do it or not do it? Because that sounds like you don't want him to do it. Because I mean, if that was me, I definitely wouldn't do it because I wouldn't want to be potentially murdered by you.
I think Eritrio is so good that if he was a zombie, he would appreciate being released.
Well, I feel confident that I'm not a zombie. But
I mean,
Well, I got this terrible itch under my.
I mean, boy, I can test that for you right now. You may not like it; it might hurt quite a bit, but I can, in fact, test that.
I feel confident. I don't feel the need for the test, but I appreciate your concern. I mean, I'm not necessarily sensing any magic on it.
You haven't checked Arcana. You haven't rolled Eritrio. So how can you be sure?
Well, that's a good point. Don't you have a detect magic spell though?
I do. I just don't want to do this again.
Well, initially it was the identify spell that triggered the reveal of what it was. Detect magic will determine if it's a magical remnant. You could always take it to someone who might know something about these things, or you guys could try to figure it out on your own. I mean, it's a pretty large object. Maybe you put 4 stumpy legs on it and just call it a coffee table and hide it in plain sight.
People would pay good money for that.
Yeah, I would be worried about selling this to any stranger on the street. It does have a mysterious past.
I've seen people take, they flatten out one side of it and they make a big like dinner table kind of thing, and they pay thousands and thousands and thousands of gold.
Well, I hate all of this. So I guess, okay, let's all just give our best shot real quick, okay?
All right. I will do an
if you're-
Arcana check myself on it.
Okay,
Okay.
Fae people, I can't relate, but Fae people, do your Fae thing.
I got a
Professor,
dirty
please.
20.
Melly's like, what's a Fae thing? I
can-
mean, I look cute all the time. That's a Fae thing.
I can detect magic. I can talk to it if it was an animal. I could charm it if it was a person.
Okay, I'm doing detect magic and identify again, and if some creepy shit happens, I swear to God.
Eritrea, give me
have
your
your bird
Arcana
do
check,
that?
if you would, please.
I got a dirty 20 on my Arcana check.
Nice.
Ah!
I'll say that you and Karina begin to focus on the stone. With Karina once again doing detect magic, casting identify on it. Foreign or Melody, anything you guys want to do, or Professor Javeltros to help?
I'll go ahead and do. You said you've already done detect magic on that, so that's not really worthwhile. Someone else is already doing that.
What nature? Trying to do like just actually observing the stone itself, not anything but just the shaping, cutting, whatever.
Yeah, give me a nature check. That's a good idea.
Can I do a history check just to see if the stone reminds me of anything?
Sure.
That's a 16 for nature.
Okay.
This is a genuine question. Can Melody charm the stone if it's magic?
Melody can
Not
charm
a person.
anything.
Ooh, that is a 23 history check.
Okay. I think Melody's going through her spell list.
I'm trying to figure out if I've got anything remotely helpful.
Intimidated. Just
Can
tell me your secrets.
I persuade the stone to reveal its secrets? I get nothing. I could do like a divine sense, but that just tells me if it's celestial, fey or fiend or whatever, which it's stone. So I don't think
divine sense would offer you up an opportunity to determine if it's got consciousness.
That's fair. All right.
Or is related to those effects. So
Yeah.
yeah. We'll start with Karina. Karina, it still gives off a sense of remnants of magic, but not anything powerful. The identify effect has the exact same effect on you this time as it did last time. No variation, no difference. It's a means of how it identifies itself. Once again, as you describe the experience, Jalbatros, you get the feeling that this thing is definitely a rock or a relic. This is something that's part of a greater something that has been brought here. Melody, you get a clear sense of a celestial consciousness. Eritrea, there are no markings on it that tell you that it's a arcane creation. It's something that was created. For all you can tell, it's a organic remnants of a larger structure. There's no writing. There's nothing on it that feels like it was purposely built. Thorn, as you examine the remnants of the star, you run your hand along the surface. The air trio is like alongside you, and you just kind of gently wrap the star with the soft side of your knuckles, expecting to hear a very deep, dull thud, like a solid sound that you would get. Instead, there is a very distinct hollow sound when you wrap your knuckles on it. You just, and everyone hears a hollow.
Well, that was weird.
And that's where we'll finish tonight.
How dare you?
I hate this time of year because I start losing my voice. So everyone, thank you for coming out. You guys linger. We'll talk about the schedule. We will see you all here next Sunday. So remember, be kind, be safe. Don't forget to play a game. Good night, everybody. Do, do, do.